Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video. So I'm still relatively new to Booktube because I've only been doing this for a few months now, like 3 months or so. And so I decided to do the Booktube Newbie Tag today. Basically, this is where I'm going to answer some just generic questions that people answer when they join Booktube. So here we go. Okay, the first question is, why did you start this channel? Well, I started this channel because obviously I love Booktube. Obviously I love books, but I thought I could bring something new and unique to Booktube because most people that are Booktubers are just avid readers. I mean, which is great, but I thought as a librarian, this might make it even easier for me to have a Booktube channel or something new and different for everyone else to watch, because I don't know that I've seen another Booktuber who is also a librarian. They have other just regular professions. So I thought as a librarian, being able to film in the library, being able to tell you statistics in the library, knowing what young adults are checking out and what they are reading would be really helpful. And just so that you guys could know what sorts of books that librarians do read, I thought it might be kind of interesting. Okay, the next question is really similar. It's, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Well, it's just that. I was thinking that I could definitely show you books that people are checking out. So I can show you what's popular, what's not popular. I can give you sort of a behind the scenes tour of the library, which I definitely want to do, things like that. So I just thought having a unique perspective from a librarian instead of just a reader, which I am both obviously, would be just something different. What are you most excited about for this new channel? I am most excited about getting to know everybody. So I know Booktubers usually actually have conversations with their subscribers, and they start book clubs with them, and they're very active in the community. They respond to the comments. They actually have discussions about books. A lot of them have a Discord where they do buddy reads, and I've never done anything like that. So I cannot wait to get into that aspect of it so that it's not just me sitting here talking in front of a camera. Why do you love reading? Why don't I love reading? How about that? I mean, how do you even answer that question? Because it changed my life. I became a librarian and an English teacher before this because of reading. It's literally part of my identity and who I am. I love escaping. That's probably why I don't read as much realistic fiction or nonfiction, but I love fantasy, things like that, so that I can kind of escape to another world. And I've just always enjoyed reading those types of books. So I think that's probably why. What book or series got you into reading? I already mentioned this in the Books I Love video, but it was definitely Harry Potter. I did not like reading until I read Harry Potter. I was 12 years old. I hated it. I tried to fight it tooth and nail until my mom bought me the first Harry Potter book, and she read the first chapter to me because I refused to read it. She's like, well, here, just listen to it. So she made me read it with her. And then, of course, I got really into it. And then I thought, well, maybe this is a fluke. Maybe it's not just Harry Potter. I mean, maybe it's just Harry Potter. Maybe I don't like other things. Nope, turns out I liked other things too. What questions would you ask your favorite Booktubers? Oh my gosh. Well, the main question I'd ask is, where is Anne Rice? I've been wondering that. So Anne Rice writes the Vampire Chronicles, like Lestat, all that sort of stuff, Interview with the Vampire. And I feel like she's never talked about on YouTube. I never see anyone mention Anne Rice, and I just want to know, where is she? Have they not tried to read her, or what? I also want to know how they can read some of these young adult books and find them interesting, because the state of young adult literature, as we have seen from my previous video, is not great at the moment. It has gone seriously downhill even in the last 10 years. So I would like to know also what's up with the fact that most of them don't really like Game of Thrones. I don't know. I guess I have very different tastes than they do. So it'd just be interesting to discuss our bookish tastes. Okay, the next question, I've definitely not prepared these in advance, by the way. I'm coming up with these answers completely on the spot. What challenges in starting a Booktube channel do you think will be the hardest to overcome? Well, the hardest was just really getting started, getting everything set up, and cameras and lighting and figuring out the location and microphones. I've got mine just laying here in front of me, hoping that you can't see it. All that sort of stuff. I didn't know how to use Adobe products, but I have access to them, so I've had to figure out how to use Premiere. Honestly, I feel like the hardest part is over. Figuring out how to make a thumbnail, using Photoshop, what size it has to be for YouTube, doing the end screen. The getting started, no wonder there's not it's hard to get into. I know there's a lot of Booktubers, but there's probably not more because it is so hard to just get everything started. When did you start reading? So like I already said, I was 12 years old when I read Harry Potter. Previously, before that, I'd read a few things here and there for school, or I would fake read. I had a friend in school who loved to read, and so I would fake read books along with her because I didn't actually want to really read them. So if she was reading them, then I was reading them, and I would just sort of follow along the page, but not really pay attention to the book. I never knew what happened. I also was in a contest in like first grade. It was who could read the most books over the summer. You got a little trophy if you won, and I decided that I wanted that trophy. I didn't like reading, but I was going to win that trophy, and I did. So I read 70 kids books or something, whatever it was, and I won the trophy. 2 questions to go. Where do you read? Well, a lot of people say they pretty much read anywhere, but I really don't. I have certain chairs that are way more comfortable at home, so mostly I read on the couch. Sometimes I read in bed, but it really hurts my back. I have a lot of back issues, so trying to find a comfy position, especially now, honestly, with this baby, it's even harder because my back's even more sore, and I have this weird tingling rib thing that I get, so I can't have bad posture. I have to always be sitting straight up, so I can't even lean back in a comfy chair anymore. So really finding a position is hard. I do read outside quite a bit, although my chair is not super comfy out there either. We need some new patio furniture. I will take books with me everywhere I go, though, just in case. I do read in the car a lot. I know a lot of people apparently can't do that because they get motion sick, so I guess I'm super lucky, but I definitely can read on long trips in the car. When we go back home, we live 2 hours, our parents live 2 hours away from here, so I'll read in the car. I'll take my book home with me pretty much everywhere I go, just in case I need one. And nowadays I can have an ebook and an audiobook on my phone so that I'm never having a biblio emergency, like when you need a book basically and you don't have one. And finally, what kinds of books do you like to read? Definitely fantasy, as I already said. That's pretty much my go-to. So Harry Potter, my 4 favorite series are Harry Potter, The Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice, The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, which is an urban fantasy set in Chicago about a wizard. I've talked about it a lot, and there's 16 books in the series. It's long, and book 17 is coming out in September. And then Game of Thrones. So those are my go-tos for sure. There are some other one-off books, and if you want to look at my lesser-known books I love video, then it'll show you some other types of books. I mean, I read some mystery every now and then, or horror, or reality sometimes. I mean, I read a lot of books for school too, even if they're not my kind of book. I try to branch out and read various things that I think students will like, and so that I can talk about it with them and be able to recommend it to them. But mostly it's going to be fantasy. All right, so that is the Booktube Newbie Tag. I gave you a few answers. Maybe you had these questions. Maybe you probably just didn't care. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.